Welcome back to Debt to Dollars and another video on our top products to sell for this upcoming month on Amazon. I have 3 great product ideas for you guys that have some really great data to support them, which we're going to be covering today, and this will give you an idea of what to sell on Amazon in the coming months. As you know from my previous videos, I like to set you guys up for products that will be in demand in the future, not necessarily what Jungle Scout or other data providers are suggesting that are in demand currently, because by the time that you go ahead and you procure these products from overseas or from your supplier, it's going to be 30 to 45 days before you can go ahead and begin selling them on Amazon. So we want to pay particular attention to selling products in the future that will be in demand versus products that are currently in demand at this very moment. So let's head over to the computer and let's check out these 3 products for this month. Okay, let's get started here with this month's top 3 products. And the first one is a major upcoming holiday. And as you know, I typically like selling these type of products, especially for beginner sellers. I usually recommend them because it gives you an opportunity to be a successful Amazon seller because you're not competing with those larger brand names. Now, the larger brand names, they typically stay away from holiday seasons because it's seasonal and there's only a short duration, a finite duration of demand. But for us as smaller sellers, third-party sellers, it makes a lot of sense because we can go ahead, we can enter the market and have a lot of success even with a generic product. So our first product for this month are Labor Day decorations. If you're unaware, Labor Day is a holiday here in the United States that falls on September 6th, so that first week of September. And as you would expect, throughout the month of August, which you'll see here in the search volume trend, that is when we're going to see the majority of our demand. So if we go ahead, we put our order in right now in July, early July, we'll probably get those products over to Amazon sometime the first or second week of August, and we'll really be able to ride that peak demand up until the actual holiday. Now, at first glance, when you're taking a look at the Jungle Scout data here, you see the average monthly sold is about 582. It's a lot less than we like to see. Usually we want that number to be above 1,000 at least. Monthly search volume, very low, below 200. Again, we like to see that at a couple thousand. That tells us that a lot of people are searching for this product. However, if you look at the 30-day and 90-day search trend, we see a positive sign here, a sign that it is increasing in overall trend for the past 30 and the past 90 days. Which is great news. It's not high. We like to see this, 100, even 1,000, a great product opportunity that's coming up. But bear with me because this is what we'd expect when we're in late June right now when I'm currently making this video. We don't honestly see a whole lot of demand for this type of product niche. Competition, they're saying it's very high, a niche score of 4, and seasonality very high. So at first you'd see this, you say, no way. But again, we need to start thinking like future Amazon sellers who are going to be selling products in the coming months, not necessarily in the moment what the demand and competition is looking like. Now, here's what I like about this. So bear with me again. Go down to the search volume, and as we can see here, we see a nice clean chart which shows us really the seasonality behind this product. Looking back 2 years ago, we began to see the search volume trend begin to increase near the end of July into early August, and the peak was that last week of August and into that first week of September. If you look at 2020, last year, we see a very similar story. A little bit earlier, even in July, we started seeing some pickup on this. And it could be possibly that people are mistaking these Labor Day decorations for possibly July 4th decorations. Not entirely sure, but what's good to see is first week of August, similar story. It's a historical trend. We're seeing that begin to increase up until that last week of August. And then surprisingly, we actually saw the peak number of searches for that volume was actually the last week of August and the first week of September, right before that holiday. So for 2021, I'd expect the same thing. This data set's only going to about mid-June right now, but I'd imagine in July, we're going to begin seeing this increase in demand. And then in August, right when you want to be selling it, right around this point right here, that's when you'll be able to see that peak demand. So let's see what the Chrome extension looks like for these Labor Day decorations. Again, I don't think we'd expect too high of an opportunity score, but I still want to take a look at the average monthly sales and the ratio compared to the average reviews as we're going to see here. So taking a look here, first off, you have 747 monthly sales currently. It's still increasing, 770, and average reviews of 442. Now, what I like to do is just a rule of thumb. It's not a way to just base your analysis. Is I like to look at the ratio between the average monthly sales, 770, and I divide that by the reviews. This gives you an idea of the demand to competition ratio, as I would say, and it's a 1.74. Anything above 1 is a product that I'm interested in because it tells me that there's more monthly sales to the average number of reviews. It's not something that has a direct relationship, but it is something that proves a correlation, which I like to take a look at. Looking at this, we see that there's a lot of sellers that either are brand new or maybe Jungle Scout doesn't have data for. And there's one top seller here for American Flag Light. So this would be your main competitor. They're selling at $27, making almost $200,000 in monthly revenue. Great for that product, especially right now. We'd expect that to begin to increase here in a month or two. As far as the opportunity score, a 5 for a medium demand with medium competition. That is still really good for the end of June. So I'd expect this to begin to increase to high demand in the end of July and in early August, especially, and it'll continue increasing demand. Just keep an eye out for the competition. But right now, you're already ahead of the game. You can begin selling these. It's definitely a good idea. Next, I like to take the product niche, I like to copy that and bring it over to Google Trends to see what people are searching on Google for this type of product. And then most importantly, take a look at the 12-month trend to see how it performed last year. One thing I want to just indicate here, guys, if you go to Google Trends, you can actually use this tool. It's free to understand what type of products or what type of ideas might be coming up. So what I like to do is I like to go to the past 30 days for search trend. And then just down here where it says search topics in here, you can look at different trends of what people are currently searching. It may not necessarily correlate to an Amazon product, but it might give you an idea, such as Bucks vs. Nets, which was a playoff series. That may be a good idea in the future to keep an eye out for the NBA playoffs, and you could sell some type of merchandise that is not trademarked. But anyways, let's go ahead, put our search term in here, Labor Day decorations, and then I'm going to change this to the past 12 months. So historically, we can take a look at what the trend was like, and we'd expect a very similar story what Jungle Scout has shown us, right? So as you can see, demand was relatively high for search volume for that around the July 4th holiday, which again, people mistake these for July 4th decorations. But as we can see here, about mid-August, we really saw the search volume trend begin to increase with its peak at that first week of September, actually. So that's something to keep in mind. It's just another validation point that this search volume trend on Amazon also correlates to what people are searching in the United States as a whole for this type of product niche. We don't see any interest as of right now, but again, I'd imagine sometime at the end of July for Google, we begin to see that interest really begin to increase. Okay, and switching over to our second product recommendation here. This product has a lot more private labeling opportunity if you're looking for a product to sell long-term. It is somewhat seasonal, even though Jungle Scout's going to tell us it's not. I'd really say in the spring, all throughout the summer, and then early fall, this product will continue being in demand. So if you're looking for a longer-term product, this might be an option for you. And this product niche are outdoor golf games for adults. So it's a longer product niche, very specific to adults. So it's something to keep in mind if you're looking for this type of product on Alibaba or AliExpress, whatever supplier website you're taking a look at. Looking at the average monthly units, 288, still somewhat low. Again, if we can get that above 1,000, there's a lot of demand currently. But I like what I see in here if we look at the search volume, which we'll take a look at in a second. The next, look at the average monthly price. So if you're looking for more profit, again, keep in mind profit margin, it's all relative. But if you want more bang for your buck and you're looking for a higher profit, this is a great option for you because the average monthly price is right around $100. Monthly search volume, close to 1,000. That's looking pretty good there. And then 30-day and 90-day search volume, which really caught my interest on this product, is 384% for 30-day, 137% for 90-day. That shows us that it's really increasing in the near future, yet it's still gaining in the past 3 months. So it is a more stable trend that's going to be continuing to increase. Competition very low, which is great to see, and a niche score of 7 out of 10, very low seasonality, which there is some seasonality in this, don't get me wrong. As you can see here, this really doesn't tell us a whole lot. It's telling us that between April and the end of June, that's really when all the demand was. So they're saying really late spring to early summer is when you'd expect to see the majority of the demand. However, it's the end of June right now, and we're still seeing a good amount of searches. As you can see, last year, end of June, they were seeing 61 exact searches. However, we're seeing 816 right now. So we're still seeing that increase, and it's about to begin showing once this data set updates here in the coming weeks. I really like this product. I think there's a really good opportunity for a private labeling opportunity here. So if we go to Amazon, let's see what some of these products may look like. Some chipping nets here, probably see some putting greens. Yep, some putting greens for outside. If you can, honestly take a look at this, and we don't even have to go to Alibaba to take a look at this product, but they're selling this for $160. They're making about almost $400,000 in monthly revenue, which I would expect at this price rate. And then I'd imagine that they're getting this, honestly, probably for $10 to $20, maybe $30 maximum per unit. So you can really put the numbers together. You're going to pay a little bit more in fees because this is an oversized item, but there's a lot of profit to be gained from here. That's one thing I really stuck out to me if you're looking for more bang for your buck there. So let's go ahead and do the same ratio thing we did before to give us an idea of what that correlation looks like. Again, this isn't a direct relationship, but it gives us an idea. So we do that. If it's above a 1, it's an attractive opportunity. Numbers update a little bit, but it's still the same. Looking at 1.28. Average price $73 on here for these first 48 listings. If you don't know the difference, this is just taking the average monthly price for all the listings in that niche, so it's relatively higher for all of them there. But let's take a look at the opportunity score. So we're looking at a 7 out of 10, medium demand with low competition. It's great that this has low competition. It gives you an idea to enter this market, and as long as you have a way to differentiate your product, some great product photos, and a competitive price, you're going to have a good shot at this. Okay, so now we take a look at that. Let's go over to Google Trends and just look at the historical data. As you can tell, I didn't copy the 4 adults. It'd probably be too specific to get an idea that someone actually typed that on Google. We can check it out here. Yeah, as you can see, the data really doesn't tell us anything. So if that happens to you, just trim it back a little bit. As long as the product itself, outdoor golf games, is still increasing in trend or it's relatively stable, that gives us a good idea. As you can see here, this really isn't a good data set. This sometimes happens. So even if we just do golf games, because more than likely it's going to be outdoor, we can see a very stable trend. So this still tells me at least an idea for golf games. It may not be as specific to this niche that people are searching on Amazon, but I still want to see at least a stable trend and that it's increasing over time. We saw golf games at its lowest in October, as we can see here, then increased probably for the holiday season. But overall, what I like here is that this trend has been increasing even throughout the winter, and it's continuing to increase right now, with its highest interest over time being at the end of June. Now, we may start seeing a decline in July and August and into September for this demand, but it's still relatively high. I really like the profit on this product. I'd imagine the margin is at least 40-50% for some of this. So I really like that. Even if the demand begins to decline, you still have a lot of profit to gain. Okay, and on to the final product recommendation here. I really wanted to give you a variety of products this month so you can have an idea. If you want a private label product, you probably want to go with outdoor games. If you're looking for something more seasonal, go with the Labor Day decorations. And then for this product niche, watermelon ball for pool, this is a product that I see a lot of long-term value, but also it has the option of selling these short-term because we are really at the peak demand in July and we'll probably continue that into August. But after August, I do not see these being extremely high in demand as they currently are. So I see it as a long-term opportunity. If you want to continue selling these into next year, now's a great time to begin selling, gain some quality reviews, and then just lower your inventory for the winter months. Or if you want to sell these very quickly, you can sell 200 of these over the course of the next 2 months, I'd imagine, with the demand that we're seeing. So for these watermelon balls for pool, we're seeing over 1,000 average monthly units sold, which is what we like to see, almost 2,000, almost double what we like to see. Next, for the monthly search volume, 698, still pretty good, not quite 1,000, but still good. And over to the 30-day and 90-day search trend, these are great numbers. However, there's one thing I want you to pay particular attention to. As you can see, there's somewhat of an imbalance between the ratio between the 30-day and 90-day search trend, quite large, right? 104% and 1,861%. So that means over the past 90 days, this has really increased in demand. But in the past 30 days, it started to stabilize or it began to decline slightly because these numbers, they're not really very close, 18 times more almost. So this tells you that the demand is decreasing in the short term and the 30-day term, but the 90-day search trend, it's still increasing overall demand with respect to the previous 3 months. So it may not be peak demand over the next couple months, but it's still going to be relatively high given these percentages, given the average monthly units sold, and then also some other data that we're going to take a look at here, like the competition, very low, niche score 9 out of 10. So Jungle Scout really likes this product given the data. As we can see from the search volume, demand started to pick up last year near the end of March and up until about September. And so that's what I was mentioning previously is this would have great demand up until about September and into the early fall, but then it's going to begin to decline. So it might be a good opportunity to sell throughout the coming years because you're going to see this pick back up. Or if you're just trying to sell some of these products in August and early September, you still have that option too. And as you can see here, we have a huge spike at the end of May. And so even though it's declined over the past 30 days, it's still going to be relatively high given these average units sold each month, and still a lot of opportunity in this product. So we take a look at what these look like. They are these watermelon balls as you'd expect. Some can be filled with water, so you can throw them around, and I guess you're supposed to dive on down, grab them, and they're pretty difficult. to go ahead and grab. They also sell some that are air inflated, so keep an eye out for that. You're going to see a difference in prices between the ones that you can fill with water and ones that you just fill with air. If we take a look at the Chrome extension, I'd imagine this ratio to be great given the 90-day search trend as well as the average monthly units sold, and that's exactly what we're seeing. Let's do that trick real quick. 1929 divided by 583, 3.3 times. So it's 3 times almost what we're looking for in a product. So that tells me there's a lot of demand in comparison to the amount of competition that's currently in this product niche. As you can see, the opportunity score, it's going to tell you a very similar thing based on that ratio, I'd imagine, is that the opportunity score is an 8 out of 10, high demand with low competition, great opportunity. And as you can see, there's really maybe 2 or 3 main competitors, and it seems like they're the actual brand here. Looks like this watermelon ball brand, this trademark brand, is the main competitor. So that's someone that you're going to compete with who will be taking up the bulk of sales. But as you can see, even these top 10 listings are still making over $10,000, $108,000 here for the 11th listing in overall revenue. Let's take a look at the Google trend just to confirm this. Again, I'm going to take out the forward pull. It's a little bit specific for Google here. So watermelon ball, exactly what we want to see. We saw some increase last year. They weren't as popular, obviously, throughout the summer months in comparison to 2021. As you can see, it began to increase in May of this year and carried through the whole way until mid-June. And as we can see now, it's beginning to decline just slightly in interest on Google, as we'd expect because of the 30-day trends decreasing as well in comparison to the 90-day trend. Thanks for watching today, guys, and I hope this gives you a variety of different products to check out for July of this year. You can go ahead, you can begin putting your orders in for this month, and then you'll begin seeing great demand throughout the next month or two for these short-term products, and then for the long-term products, you begin to see a stable demand trend. All right, catch you all in the next video.